you know.
I distracted you away from salt. Do you think this
Now,
is something we should be worried about in our
look,
cause of our?
we're born of the sea. I love the evolutionary side of medicine and health and our being. So we're born of the sea, and we're in a symbiotic relationship with salt. Again, the premise that a low salt diet is beneficial has got tiny, tiny proof behind it. But we've gone to the extreme now of actually avoiding salt to the point now that our bodies and our kidneys are working overtime to retain the amount of salt in our diet, in our bodies. And so therefore, as a result of that, trying to keep that salt in our body, with changing their blood supply and our circulation through our kidneys, our blood pressure's going up, the renin-angiotensin system's under enormous stress. If you avoid sugar in your diet, carbohydrates in your diet, you'll reduce the amount of insulin that the body will produce. Insulin retains salt. So a lot of people, when they actually go on a low-carb diet, will pee out a lot of fluid, and they'll get excited because they've lost a few kilos in the first week. But in fact, it's mostly water, but it's because of the salt retentive effect of the insulin. And so I personally throw lots of salt across the food. It improves the flavor, particularly of the meats. It's great. It increases salt. We've got lots of ways of clearing salt out of our body, sweating, out of our kidneys, even in our bowels. It's really, really, really hard to have a salt toxicity, but it's really easy to run around without enough salt. So I say, again, I'll get into trouble with the medical board again. I'll say probably should be tripling our salt intake. And there's some good graphs. The J curve is that health problems go up if you don't have enough salt, and health problems go up if you have a little bit too much, if you have too much salt. But the J curve is very, very steep on not having enough salt, and it's very shallow on having too much salt. And there are multiple cultures in the world that are having 4 or 5 grams of salt per day without the health issues. And again, we've been blaming the salt for when it's probably been the sugar.
It's caused a distraction, right?
We've been blaming the saturated fat when it's been the sugar. We've been blaming the cholesterol when it's been the sugar. I've got a picture. Don't blame the butter for what the bread did.